Welcome to my views and news. Some news stories for you. First one is from Tigray. Two news stories from Tigray. Firstly, uh, a delegation of observers which has been tasked with monitoring of implementation of peace deal is going to arrive in Tigray. Secondly, Tigray regional government has shared details of at least 10 places where non-Tigray forces are still present. By non-Tigray, does it mean that Eritrean military is present there, Amhara forces there, or ENDF is there? Details for you. And secondly, viewers, Prosperity Party is trying to control the ongoing situation in Addis Ababa, where protests are being seen at schools in Addis Ababa about hoisting of Oromia region's flag at Addis Ababa schools. Prosperity Party officials are holding meetings with locals, with student parents. An effort is being made, and Down Abiy is being chanted in Oromia, where protests are ongoing. We have a clip for you. Firstly, towards Tigray, we know that when last month peace deal was signed between TPLF and Ethiopian federal government, it was agreed that a team of observers will monitor, will verify the implementation of peace agreement. The team of monitors has not arrived in Tigray so far, but reportedly, the team is going to arrive in Mekelle, Tigray's capital, in coming days, and some military officers from South Africa, Kenya, and Nigeria are part of this military officers team, which will monitor the implementation of the cessation of hostilities agreement. Visit of this team is very crucial because the two sides, Tigray regional government and some Eritrean officials, they are trading accusations. Tigray regional government says that Eritrean military Amhara forces are still committing atrocities against Tigrayans in Tigray. On the other hand, Sofeta Sumarium, Eritrean representative at UN, yesterday said that TPLF was not ready to be disarmed. It was trying to find excuses to avoid disarmament. So, mistrust is there, distrust as well. And a team is going to arrive in Mekelle, which will monitor what has happened so far. Secondly, in at least 10 locations of Tigray, non-Tigray forces are still present. Tigray regional government has shared some details about the places where non-Tigray forces are operating. The 10 locations are in Shire, Shiraro, Adwa, Adi Nabrith, Adi Dairo, and some other small places in these cities or close to these places. So what we have learned is that Eritrean military has withdrawn from major towns and cities of Tigray, but still Eritrean military is deployed close to major cities, at camps, at some places. EDF is still there in Tigray, reportedly. Not in cities, reportedly, though some say that EDF is still in cities, but some other sources maintain that EDF is mostly outside cities and it is still deployed along border, along a Tigray-Eritrea border. So Eritrean military did not completely withdraw from Tigray. That is what is being confirmed by several sources. And that is what seems to be situation on the ground. That is why Tigray regional government has shared the list of 10 places where by non-Tigray means that Amhara forces could be there, EDF could be there, and ENDF as well. Main point of concern for Tigray is the presence of Eritrean military and Amhara forces. If they are in Tigray, it means that the peace deal implementation cannot progress, and that is what seems to be happening. Secondly, viewers, reportedly Prosperity Party is holding some meetings in Addis Ababa to de-escalate the situation, where we are seeing protests on daily basis at schools, at educational institutions. Students, parents are protesting against the hoisting of Oromia region's flag, against the playing of Oromia region's anthem at these schools. I shared some videos yesterday, on day before yesterday too. There were demonstrations at some schools. PP is now trying to control the situation. Some meetings are being held between locals, between parents and Prosperity Party officials, government officials, who are trying to convince the parents that they should be united, that there is no Oromo or Amhara, that anyone can be mayor of Addis Ababa, that government is trying to do whatever it can for students. That is why students must be united. So meetings are underway. Some student bodies, teachers are being approached as well by Prosperity Party officials to create unity in Addis Ababa. Overall, a positive development that government is trying to resolve this crisis through dialogue, through talks with parents, with school authorities. But core issue is unresolved. Core issue is Addis Ababa Ethiopian federal capital, or is it part of Oromia too? Several viewers in comment section said Sajid, Addis Ababa is just federal capital. But if you talk to Oromia government officials, even if they say that Addis Ababa is part of Oromia. So this issue is unresolved. Issue will keep on fueling conflict if there is no permanent solution to this conflict. Overall, a constructive effort is being made by Prosperity Party to engage the people to de-escalate the situation. And lastly, viewers, protest ongoing in Oromia for around 4 to 5 days. Protests, when they started, were against killing of ethnic Oromos in Valaga. That is where these protests started from, that in Valaga, Oromos were killed, some Amharas were killed too, and that led to start of demonstrations in the Oromia region of Ethiopia. Students took to the streets. We saw demonstrations at universities and in some Oromia towns and cities like Nakamte, Gimbi, in RC as well. There were huge demonstrations. Jawar, Bakle, Garba, they backed demonstrations. OLA announced the launch of Save Oromia movement. These demonstrations are basically against the government. That is why at some protests, people chanted slogans against Ethiopian federal government, against PM Abiy of Ethiopia. We have a clip for you showing protesters chanting slogans, chanting down, down Abiy, down, down Abiy. Abiy's strength is Oromia. He is from Oromia. He is from Jimma. Amhara politicians, though they are on board with PM Abiy, but there are several disgruntled groups in the Amhara region of Ethiopia. And now if people start protesting in the Oromia region against PM Abiy, he could be weakened. So far, he's in control. But if these protests continue, and if somehow these protests find leaders to lead the protests, we could see an impact of these protests on PM Abiy's government. So far, government is trying to control the situation. Students are being arrested. Activists are being arrested too. But protests continue reportedly. Watch this clip from protests. People can be heard chanting slogans, down, down Abiy. Watch the clip. Thanks for watching.